Today we're going to take a tour of the Aberfoyle Flea Market. I have a booth there and I'll give you a tour of my booth as well. You get there by going Highway 401 to 6 South, and you go north on 6 South, and the flea market's about a mile up the road. So we'll just move towards my booth and give you an idea of the surroundings. It's a very large antique market. It has mainly antiques and collectibles, and very large, very worthwhile coming to have a look. It's earlier in the morning, people are setting up. And just about anything that you want in the name of antiques and collectibles can be found here. Okay, today we're taking a look at both inside and outside in my booth, and we'll pick out a few of the highlights. We're expecting a good crowd. It's early in the morning. Just a few things on the side here. People are always interested in the unusual, and that sign or photograph of the old panorama view of an unknown location, but it gets a lot of attention. People are trying to figure out where it's from. Any kind of advertising sign like the beer signs, that's always very, very popular. We got suitcases. Suitcases seem to be something people look for, either to display something or to have as an accent piece in their own home. We've got some topographical maps. There are people who are map collectors that like that sort of thing. Also the pipes. A lot of people like to collect pipes. It's very popular collectible. And there's an old bed warmer. Also children's books here seems to stay forever. The Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew. They seem to be still something young folks like to look at. Sheet music is popular. It's especially if the cover is interesting, or some people like to use it still with their pianos. Good assortment of books here today. We've got some really unique Dr. Seuss books. These are from the 50s and 60s, and there's 6 of them. I haven't seen a lot of those before. The Fun with Dick and Jane book is always kind of a neat thing to recall. Thornton Burgess books, very collectible, nice selection here, and a few other children's books. Also railway books. People really like railway collectibles, like to get different kinds of books to check out the old railway engines and cars. Boy Scout books. Boy Scouts are very, very collectible, and just inside my door here there's a large blanket with patches. They're all Boy Scout patches, and there's about 150 of them. That's kind of an unusual collectible to come upon. We also have books that are just vintage school books, readers, this type of thing. Books that are math books and so on. We also have the magazines, like the Life magazine there. That one's from 1936, and that was the year that Life magazine was founded. Also Farmers Advocate magazines. Any farm publications seem to be something people are looking for. As well are cookbooks. There's some really neat old ones there. The Purity Flour one and the Metropolitan one, they go back quite a number of years. So something people really like to find. We've got some old openers there. Nice nice box full. People can root around and take a look at what you've got in their collection. Marilyn Monroe is always popular, and that's a nice poster. James Dean, Marilyn Monroe. Advertising like the Uniroyal is also attractive proposition for people. Lots of good artwork here today to see if people are interested in various types of art. Got some old ironing boards, and I'd like to use those for display. We've got some scarves and old pots. Nice old ladder. Ladders are, believe it or not, collectible. I like to use a ladder for display purposes. And here we have some windows, leaded glass windows that people who have the ability like to tinker and fix them up, and that is not in very good condition, but they're sellable. Also the old planters, especially ones that have the inserts, the metal inserts, that's something, that's a nice one there. There's an old Victorian needle and sewing pad, and it's got a lot of age to it. The trunk is a magnificent example of a Victorian trunk. You don't see them all the time with their inserts in like that, and the handles. It's in very good shape. It's a humpback trunk, and it should sell today. We've got also a nice dresser with design in it, characteristics of old age, designed original fixtures, and in very good shape. Rattan, people like to see rattan, and that one is in great shape. The table next to it is hand painted, always something that people are looking for. A few accent chairs here, and there's a nice from the 1960s sewing basket. Who can resist an orange telephone from the 70s? So it's a beanbag telephone. Got the screen, and we got the old slide projector that works. Also dollhouses. Dollhouses are very collectible, and doll furniture. Always people looking for doll furniture. Some old photographs. People collect those for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they're looking for jewelry, costumes, hairstyle, furniture, or just for accent pieces. So some good choices here today, and expecting a lot of this will be sold by the end of the day, hopefully, and we'll now go inside and take a look at a very large booth. We got a collection of just about everything in here. So mid-century modern is very popular today, especially in lamps, and so we got a couple of nice ones there, as well as over here. And that's something that is very, very sought after. Dishes, not so much as they used to be. The red dishes, the mason dishes, are still sellable. The Crown Derby in blue. Popular soup tureen with the mason is kind of a hard one to find, especially with the ladle. Old sewing machine that gets some attention. Some people still use that type of sewing machine, so it's something that they're always looking for. Things like the Viewmaster reels and the Viewmaster little cameras, they're still collectible. Ashtrays, especially the beer ashtrays. Nice picture there of children playing, maybe in the 1940s. Postcards still popular with a lot of collectors, especially ones that would be from their own hometown, but there's a large variety of topics that people are looking for, from war to Halloween to main streets of towns. So everybody has their own little preference. In the card collecting area, a lot of people don't want sports cards, they want non-sports cards, and I've got quite a selection of those here today. and a lot of them are all from old TV programs, Batman, Superman, and so on. In the case here, we've got the Mr. Peanut salt and pepper shaker. We've got original old cigarette package, some beer caps, quite old beer caps, and those go quite well as the old homemade fishing lure. This is actually a lighter. There's also some autographs. There's Charlton Heston, Spike Lee, and Rock Hudson. So lots of variety in this display case. Here's another one with things like tea figurines. Got some autographs from hockey players. Some old ration coupons from the Second War, and these are very popular. In the record area, we've got Abbey Road and Imagine by John Lennon, and a picture of them in 1964. Lots of records to look at below here as well. Old games and toys are popular. Advertising signs, the beer sign and the railway sign. Here's a nice old Chinese checkers game. Here's a centennial year tray. Some more ashtrays. This is a centennial year ashtray. They sold picture frame, an old Victorian doll. This is the item I showed on one of my shows. This is a tube that you put water in and flowers, and the bride would wear it on her wrist, and the accompanying wedding book as well. Lots of good choices for a wall display, artwork. Also, people are looking for certain kinds of glass, and we have always a nice selection of glassware. We have here a nice wicker dresser, and moving over to the side, we see a nice collection of cameras. Cameras are still popular. There's all shapes and sizes, and on the wall we have lots of good sports collectibles, from pennants to autographed photos. Cereal boxes that show some of the heroes of the day, plaques, pucks, lots of great choices. And we're looking at toys, beer bottles. Beer collectibles are still very popular. Still people interested in dinky toys and cars of a variety of models. Victorian trade cards are interesting. In the old days, they used those as a form of advertising. And moving over, we see other kinds of little toys, plastic toys, and here's a little collection of Fisher-Price characters. Cans have some attraction. And who can resist the Who and Bob Marley? And in this display case, we have a variety of odds and ends. We have some jackknives, and here's a first day edition, first day cover of KLM from Aruba to New York. And moving across top of the shelf, we see some Royal Daltons. Royal Daltons at one time were very popular. Not quite so popular today, but still sellable. Nice variety of different porcelainware and figurines. Smaller Royal Daltons on the bottom. More wall hangings. And in one display case here, we have a nice little set of children's tea cups and saucers, and small odds and ends like the license plate tags and movie stars. There's a set of ink wells for fountain pens, Elvis Presley collectibles. And then we see a few dolls, some tea cards, variety of odds and ends again, compasses, jackknives, sports collectibles. Up on top here we have a nice set of Victorian candle holders, and again some old glassware and figurines, salt and pepper shaker. Up here we have an original 1815 newspaper that is very unique and goes back to very close to the American Revolution, and there's a story there about the American Revolution. So to the serious newspaper collector, that would be a real find. And we come to some of the more interesting and more expensive items. We've got the Babe Ruth magazine when he passed away in 1948 and an accompanying newspaper. There's some post-serial cutouts from the cereal boxes of baseball players. There's an original Detroit Tiger 1961 signed baseball. We got Toronto Blue Jays early collector album. Batman cards from 1966. Also got some Third Reich stamps, coins, badges, buttons, jewelry. Then over here we have, there's a nice Dick Tracy bracelet and mahjong game, some coins, watches, good collection of pins, the Pinbacks Pep cereal on the top row, and then below there's Roy Rogers, and something that's really hard to find are the baseball Pinbacks. There's 3 of them there. Also some currency, some Deputy Marshal, U.S. Marshal badges, stamps. So nice collection of items in that case as well. So that's inside and outside, and we're hoping that there's something here for everybody. So when people come in, they like to browse and they like to look around, and it's a beautiful day today. And if you look around the market outside here, it's full of collectibles and antiques, and it's a great place to come to. So if you're in the area, you should come and have a look sometime. So we're going to sign off for our tour of Aberfoyle Flea Market, and remember to like and subscribe. We're going to put a video up every Friday, a new video, and so we hope you're enjoying this. But I'll do some more flea market tours here in the future, and you get an idea of what kind of activities going on here. So that's all for today, and happy collecting.